the consumers are really leading the way. And I think they have been for a while, and businesses are just starting to catch up. And I think mobile is an area that's really putting a lens on that. We launched a loyalty program in 2010, and with that program we got a tremendous amount of data about our customers. And one of the key insights that came out of that data was that a huge percentage, at the time 40% of our customers, were engaging our brand through a mobile device. And clearly we weren't putting the emphasis in the channel where those customers were coming from, so we kind of made an immediate left turn and put a focus on some work around mobile. The jump-off point was realizing that we had so many people coming and engaging here, and we really didn't have anybody working on it or thinking about it. And so we immediately shifted priorities and created a team focused on mobile and developing better experiences. We had an app out there, it wasn't very good. And so what we did is went out and talked to consumers. We looked at the data, we looked at behavior analysis, and we said, hey, what are the things and the experiences that our customers are looking from GameStop for a mobile device? And went out and developed our first app. And we really just focused on 5 big things and delivered on those 5 things for the customers. You know, when we first launched our app and we started to get data on it, we realized that the audience that was engaged on mobile devices, specifically on apps, were the most engaged customer base that we had. We've got a couple of tiers in our PowerUp Rewards loyalty program, and our mobile customers, they spent more, they traded more, and they bought more pre-owned than our top tier PowerUp Rewards members. So they were engaged in not just mobile, but other channels as well. It seemed like the more channels a customer was engaged in, the more they spent at GameStop. And so that wasn't necessarily anything because of what we did. We were simply catching up to behaviors that the customers had already adopted. We've got a division called GameStop Technology Institute, GTI, and they evaluate new and emerging technologies, and they're doing some beacon tests in Austin and some other tests involving using a mobile device in a store environment, and how do you appropriately bring those two worlds together in a way that makes sense for the customer. And then we do a lot of relevant targeted messaging to consumers. But we've really just started with location-based marketing. We have a lot of opportunities there, and it's an interesting space because there's so much activity there. And I think we have to be very responsible about when and how we engage the consumer. And sometimes the right way to engage is to acknowledge that we don't have anything relevant for them and to not engage and save that communication for a time when we do have something important to tell them that's relevant and meaningful to them. What excites me the most is the consumers are really leading the way. And I think they have been for a while, and businesses are just starting to catch up. And I think mobile is an area that's really putting a lens on that. Customers are using mobile devices every day for their personal life, for personal, for business. And so I think as businesses begin to think about putting the customer first, they'll realize that the days of a group of people getting into a room to try and figure out where the customer is going is kind of over. They're telling us where they're going. And what's exciting about that is we just have to listen. We just have to open our eyes, and we have to listen. The market is going through an incredible change right now. So what you knew about marketing 3 years ago may not be as applicable today, and what we know today might not be as applicable in a year, 2 or 3. And so I think you have to embrace change, you have to yield to common sense, and ultimately make sure you're listening to the customer or the client.